Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make your sketchbook for 4th grade. We are using inspiration of our own green bowl and the textile history here to add some stitching to our sketchbook. So you have your pages folded, your title pages decorated. You are going to pick out a cover paper, whatever color you like. You're going to get that folded in half. And I am going to come around and punch holes for you in your sketchbook. We're going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And I might use an egg carton or something just to press the pages against while I punch it. I'm going to find that middle section, so all your pages need to be folded with one fold in the middle. I'm going to get your 3 holes. And then you are going to pick out some thread that you want to stitch it together with. This could be any color you want. We have quite the assortment. So maybe on this one I'll choose some purple. And you need a needle that we're going to use to stitch it together. Try to find one end that easily pulls out of the thread like that. That was lucky. And then you need one length of your book like that. And you're going to cut it. And then you're going to thread your needle. That is simply putting the thread right through the eye of the needle. That's the opening up here. I like to tie a little knot, just one single knot, so that it doesn't slide off of my needle. If it's easier for you just to hold it right here at the end, that's fine too. Okay, so we're going to take our book that has holes in it now, find the very center. We're going to start by putting our needle in through the middle, and then you want to have a little tail. So I'm going to use my finger to hold onto my tail, and then I'm going to take my needle to the outside of the top hole. And sometimes it's hard for you to line up the holes, so try your best to get that needle straight through. Hold onto your tail, pull tight, and then I am going to go all the way down to the bottom one now. Okay. So it's like connecting the dots. I skipped over the middle hole, went all the way to the bottom. Now I need to connect this last dot right here, right back to the middle. And my needle is missing the hole again, so just got to wiggle it through to the right opening. If it's easier for you to get it through the cover and then through the next one. I poked a hole myself. Through the next one, that's fine. Okay, I want to hold that tail and pull tight. Okay, we're going to tie it off. You've just done your pamphlet stitch. This is one really important thing. You see how it looks like a K? I want to cross that tail underneath so that now it looks like a T. Those threads are on either side, and they're going to cross over around that middle thread. If you don't tie it around, this can really easily pull through the back of your cover, through the spine, and make it difficult for your book to stay strong and together. You're going to tie a double or triple knot just to get it good and sturdy. And then when you trim your thread, don't trim it too short, because if you need to go back and retie it sometime, you want to have a little tail to work with. Okay, so now we've stitched it together. That's your pamphlet stitch. Super easy, right? Okay, so now, because of our influence of the textile history here in Greenville, I want us to use that as inspiration to decorate your cover, however you would like. I have some printouts of these really basic hand sewing stitches that you can look at. I know that if you were here in 3rd grade last year, you worked on doing some sewing. This one is just an over, under, over, under. This one is a simple poke a hole and you loop it around the edge, pull it back through. This one goes through, and then it's going to loop back into the same hole to almost make a full circle for each stitch. So those are just some ideas for you. This is one that I was already working on. I wanted to show you. I used my needle to punch the holes for my thread, but I started right down here at the inside. And if it's easy for you, you can take a pencil and make marks where you want the dots for your holes when you're stitching. Or if you want to freehand it, that's totally fine too. when I did my M right here, I don't know if you can see, but I first sketched it out with pencil. Then that way I knew where to go back with my thread. So I'm going to show you how I'm continuing to do this one. I'm just using my needle and carefully punching through. If you want to punch several holes at once, you can do that. Just be careful to get your finger out of the way. Do you see how I'm kind of using my fingers and spreading them apart and poking in between? It supports the paper so it won't rip, but I'm certainly not punching my finger. Okay, so I'm going to finish out this border that I'm doing. I'm just looping it through. And then onto the next hole. And going round and round and round. So that's one option. Or you could come up with a specific design and make up your own stitch, your own thread. You don't have to go all the way around your edges. I think this will kind of give a little more strength to my sketchbook around the edges. But you could do letters, you could do a picture, you could do just a simple design. I have one on the back I want to show you. I drew out a star. I'm not sure if you can see. I've already started to poke holes. So I have some thread back here. I am going to thread a needle with my orange. And you can come up and choose what other extra colors of embroidery thread that you need from this box up here. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get it through the eye. If it's gotten frayed, you can twist it, or sometimes it helps to wet it. Okay, so for my star, I'm going to go ahead and poke holes right on all of the points and the corners, because I know that's where I'm going to need to loop my thread through. And just do your best not to rip it. I would start on the inside of your cover so that we can tie a knot and it won't be obvious. So I'm going to choose one of those holes to start. I'm going to pull through, except again, leave a little tail so you can tie a knot. Then I'm going to connect my dots and go into another hole. Okay, and this time I'm going to come up through this hole. Except I don't have this part of my star connected, so I'm actually going to loop back so that I can connect that dot. So on the inside it looks like this. Then I need to get to this hole, so I'm going to go ahead and go through this one. And then I'm going to backtrack again. And then I need to go to this hole, so let me find it. Oh, it's this one over here. So I'm simply just connecting my dots that I've already sketched out. Once you get it stitched, if you want, you can go back and erase your pencil lines if they're visible, okay? And it looks like I might be getting short on thread. So you know what? No big deal. I'm gonna take this off my needle. I'm gonna get a little bit more orange. And I'm just gonna tie them together. So it shouldn't be a big deal. I'm going to put two ends together. I'm going to loop them around, make a little knot, just like if you were weaving with yarn. See, connected them. If I want to, I could trim this a little bit to make it less obvious. Okay, and then I'm ready to keep going. So I would keep doing my star for my back cover. So those are just some thoughts, but you get creative, make your sketchbook however you want. And have fun with it. All right, thanks for watching.